the hard truth about the 2024 election. All right, listen up, my hustlers. Imagine this. You're out there grinding, putting in the work, building your empire, and then someone comes along, pats you on the back and says, "Good job, but we're not really going to pay attention to you." Sound familiar? That's exactly what happened to Asian Americans in the 2024 presidential election. We showed up, we voted, and guess what? Kamala Harris and the Democrats said, they'll vote for us anyway. Well, guess what? We didn't. Today, we're breaking down why this election was an absolute disaster for the Democrats and why they lost not just the Asian vote, but the respect of a whole generation of men like you. Men who hustle, men who build, and men who demand results. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what went wrong, how it affects you, and what you need to do to make sure no one ever takes you for granted again. Let's get into it. A look at the numbers, the shocking decline. In 2020, Asian Americans overwhelmingly backed Joe Biden. 61% of us voted blue. Fast forward to 2024, and Kamala Harris barely managed 56%. That's a 5-point drop in just 4 years. And it wasn't just us. Hispanic support for the Democrats also plummeted, from for Biden to for Harris. Oh, and let's not forget, almost of Asians voted for Donald Trump. Yes, the same guy who called COVID the China virus. That shift is historic, and it should have every Democratic strategist losing sleep at night. Here's the thing. This wasn't some Fox News brainwashing or random accident. It was a direct reaction to how the Democrats treated us. They've been treating Asian Americans like the middle child of their coalition for years, ignored, overlooked, and taken for granted. We're supposed to show up, vote blue, and ask for nothing in return. But in 2024, that playbook failed badly. Kamala's campaign, who did she show up for? Let's get real about what went down in Kamala Harris's campaign. She went all in on courting the black male vote. Promises of forgivable loans for black entrepreneurs, protections for crypto investments, marijuana legalization, you name it. And you know what? That's smart politics. When you're running a campaign, you make promises to the groups you want to turn out for you. But here's the problem. While she was bending over backward for black men, she didn't even pretend to court the Asian American vote. Not a single meaningful policy. Nothing for our small business owners, nothing about anti-Asian hate crimes, nothing about education, or even token gestures like representation in her platform. And let's be real, she didn't show up for Hispanic men either. The Democrats took their votes for granted, assuming they'd show up just because the alternative was Trump. Spoiler alert, they didn't. And that's on the Democrats for failing to even pretend to listen to their concerns. The lazy strategy that backfired the Democrats' problem isn't just that they didn't try. It's that their strategy is outdated and lazy. They assume that because our parents or grandparents were immigrants, we're all automatically obsessed with immigration reform. Newsflash, immigration isn't the top issue for a lot of Asian Americans or Hispanics. We're worried about the economy, about public safety, about education, and yes, about making sure we're not the victims of hate crimes. But instead of addressing those concerns, the Democrats spent years doubling down on affirmative action, which a lot of Asian Americans see as a direct attack on our merit. Think about it. Asian students have to score higher than everyone else to get into the same colleges. And when the Supreme Court struck down affirmative action, a lot of Asian Americans saw that as a win. And yet the Democrats acted like it was a tragedy for diversity. How does that help us? How does that win our loyalty? The same goes for small business owners, many of whom are Asian or Hispanic. Inflation is squeezing us, regulations are killing us, and crime in urban areas is making it harder to run a business. Did the Democrats offer solutions for that? Nope. Instead, they assumed we'd just keep voting blue because that's what we've always done. Why 40% of Asians voted for Trump? So, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why did almost 40% of Asians vote for Trump? Look, I'm not here to sugarcoat it. Trump has said and done things that are indefensible, but the guy knows how to sell. He speaks the language of hustlers. He talks about winning, about building, about taking what's yours. And for a lot of Asian Americans that resonates, Trump promised to end affirmative action. He talked about getting tough on crime. And even if you don't like the guy, you can't deny that he knows how to speak directly to people's concerns. The Democrats, on the other hand, they spent more time virtue signaling on Twitter than actually addressing real issues. They hosted celebrity-filled campaign rallies that didn't resonate with working class or entrepreneurial voters. They ignored small business owners. They ignored parents worried about education. And they ignored men who are tired of being told they're the problem. So yeah, a lot of Asians went with the devil they knew, because when the Democrats are offering you nothing, sometimes even a flawed option feels better. Lessons from the 2024 election. This isn't just a lesson for the Democrats, it's a lesson for you, because what happened in this election is a perfect example of what happens when you let people take you for granted. Whether it's in politics, in the workplace, or in your personal life, you have to demand value for your loyalty. If someone isn't showing up for you, if they're not respecting you, you owe them nothing, period. Here's the blueprint for winning respect and taking control of your destiny. Step 1, build yourself physically, mentally, financially. Hit the gym, read the books, start the business. Be so good they can't ignore you. Step 2, demand reciprocity. Whether it's your boss, your partner, or a political party, make it clear that your loyalty comes with a price. If they're not meeting your standards, walk away. You're not here to be anyone's backup plan. Step 3, play the long game. Think beyond today or tomorrow. Or focus on building your empire over the next years. While others are busy complaining, you'll be out there stacking wins. The takeaway, don't let them take you for granted. So what's the takeaway here? Simple. Respect isn't given, it's earned. And if you're not getting it, maybe it's time to level up and change the game. Kamala Harris didn't lose because Trump was a genius. She lost because she and the Democrats took us for granted. And guess what? That's on them. But for you, the game is different. Don't wait for someone to hand you the respect you deserve. Go out there and take it. And while you're at it, hit that like button, smash the subscribe, and share this with every hustler, grinder, and alpha you know. Until next time, keep winning, keep grinding, and remember, you're the architect of your own empire.